Overfishing, draining the seas for West Africa, as local officials say foreign-owned boats are ruining fish stocks and destroying their habitat.
The Mandela Fellows Conference in Johannesburg brings together young people with fresh ideas for life on the continent.
And a Nigerian street artist could be changing the practice and perception of graffiti in Lagos. Africa 54 starts right now.
Hello everyone, I'm Chamberlain Saw at Channels Television here in Lagos. Welcome to the show that takes you around Nigeria and the continent for stories of wide interest. And I'm joined from Washington by my colleague at The Voice of America.
Well, thanks a lot, Chamberlain. I'm Vincent McCory in Studio 51 at VOA's global headquarters in the U.S. Capitol. Now, we start this week with a story that we know well here in Washington, but our setting for it is in South Africa. Chamberlain has details on that to start us off.
Yes, thanks. It's the Mandela Washington Fellowship at an annual conference in Johannesburg. Over 100 fellows from 14 countries came together to brainstorm on solutions to some of Africa's needs. Channels Television South Africa Bureau Chief Betty Dibia reports.
You can be anybody, better believe that.
Over 100 promising young Africans from 14 countries are here, each a leader in different fields of life.
The conference theme was developed with the understanding of the strong foundational experiences that each of us brings. The fellows that have participated in this program, they're really an extraordinary group of people, and you're an extraordinary group of people who have great things ahead of you.
At the conference, the young leaders are sharing experiences from their training on the field, as well as from the network of leaders they have become a part of.
And we're already there, we warriors pushing stuff, changing Africa. So I'm saying we can't keep, and I know that even us fellows, we keep saying, so where do we start? We have started, we are pushing. What we should be saying is, how do we keep pushing? How do we keep changing Africa?
For the U.S. government and the U.S. people, you represent a tremendous partnership and also opportunity for growth, for collaboration, for partnership, and so we are so happy to be on that journey with you.
For 2 days, the discussions cover leadership issues in Africa, internet connectivity as a human right, a number of lightning talks and workshops on harnessing leadership, as well as helping fellows find solutions.
Being recognized as a leader, as a global young leader, has helped me to, when I approach people, they take the things I'm talking of seriously.
It was also about the networking, not only with other companies and other organizations from USA, but with Africans.
It is, as you say, among other international exchange programs, but this one is unique in its focus on the youth and also its commitment to a Pan-African experience, and it also particularly prizes the network and the follow-up.
The Mandela Washington Fellowship is open to young Africans aged 25 to 35. Successful applicants spend 6 weeks in the United States of America to gain experiences in one of 3 tracks: political life, entrepreneurship, or civic life. The expectation is for them to return and make positive impact in their communities. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
You're watching Africa 54. Let's talk more about the African youths and their participation in leadership. And joining us for more is Lebanon Chaka, chairperson of the Thabo Mbeki African Leadership Institute, who also attended the Mandela Fellows Conference. She joins us from Johannesburg, South Africa. Welcome to the program. There's a huge population of young people in Africa and so few of them in governance. What suggestions were put forward at the meetings to change this?
I came in my capacity in the conference as one of the keynote speakers, and one of the points that I put forward is I used the example of Mona Young, the young blood in Liberia, who's the youngest parliamentarian ever in the history of Liberia. 27 years she's already in a lot of the committees, and she's been elected into parliament. And what I was the message that I was driving towards the Mandela Fellows is that they need to, it is up to them to put their hands up for public office. And I use the example that we need academia to meet politics, and I refer to the Mauritius president, that we need our fellows and other young people to, as much as they're not at the present moment participating in legislation and in office, they need to be the ones driving the change. It's not one of those where we need to, or the government or anybody needs to be lobbying them. There needs to be a conscious effort from our young leaders to move into public spaces and public office.
Well, there's this restlessness among youths to be part of the decision-making process. From your perspective, do you think they are ready and properly equipped?
From my perspective, I actually echoed the sentiments of Thomas Sankara and explained to them that at 33, Thomas Sankara actually got into power in the then Upper Volta, which is now known as Burkina Faso. And I said to them that they need to understand that as fellows, they're from the same lineage as Sankara, and they must not fall back or look back and say that they're not ready to lead. They are actually ready to lead. I think our youth need to be conscientized to the fact that there is a youth bulge at the moment, and they need to take advantage of the fact that the youth are in the majority on our continent and lead.
What would you say stood out for you among various issues that were raised as solutions to Africa's needs?
I think what stood out for me was when I was taking questions and answers, and one of them, there was a gentleman that said that, you know what, in his particular country, the party that's been in parliament and governance, it's so strong that it's more of a dictatorship. They can't take them out. They liberated that particular country, and he's part of an opposition movement. And I think what stood out for me was really giving them the solution that, you know, as young people, they need to get involved in the current governing structure, study it, understand it, become part of it, you know, follow the principles of the art of war. And before you oppose a party like that, understand it, and then as a young leader, then emerge and take on that party. So it's really teaching young people to also be able to operate at a strategic level rather than an emotional one where they take on things head on but don't even understand the beast that they're dealing with.
All right, then, Lebaran Chaka, chairperson at the Thabo Mbeki African Leadership Institute alumni, thank you for talking to us today on Africa 54.
Thank you so much.
Well, we want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. And check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Coming up, Kenya launches a new Chinese-built railway connecting the port of Mombasa to Nairobi and beyond. We'll take a ride on the new rail after the break.